Good morning, everyone, and welcome in on a Tuesday. It's a foggy Tuesday morning, no doubt about it. There's a lot of humidity out there, but, we're going to get through it. It's Tuesday, the 9th of June, 2026, and look who's back. And you can see that if you're on YouTube.
If you're on YouTube and you're watching there,
It's
live
Richard
and in
Dixon.
person, there I am.
There
Hi,
he
how are
is.
you?
Hi, good morning.
My shirt wide open. What
Glad
am I doing?
Yeah, what are you
Hold on
doing?
a
Get
second.
dressed over there.
Pull that
See, you'd
back
see that
together
too if
again.
you were on YouTube.
What the heck?
Real Talk 995
Okay.
TV. Yeah.
Hi.
Let's give you the weather real quick. Let's let you know what we are contending with today. Partly cloudy skies. Only a 10% chance of rain. Hallelujah. High of 87. Looks pretty nice for Wednesday. Sunshine, 20% chance of rain, but it is going to get hotter, 91. Thursday looking pretty good, 20% chance of rain, high of 93. Here we go. We are in June. We're going to be done with this rain, and now here comes the heat. So y'all get ready for that. But the humidity, is it thick yesterday? I had to go get the garbage can at the bottom of the hill and, bring it up to the house, and I was like, good Lord. I mean, you can hardly breathe out here.
Yeah, I
It was
only
thick.
only got to step outside the one time, and that was to take the garbage out, and I was just like, oh boy, there's fish swimming by at shoulder level. You're like, what is this
That's
all
what you
about?
felt like, right?
My goodness.
It was, yesterday and this morning is pretty bad. I mean, the fog is pretty dense, and it's in multiple areas. I mean, a couple of times I was like, well, these brights aren't working. What am I doing with these? Turn these off.
Right, no brights.
Doesn't
You
work.
need them there fog lamps.
Yeah, you need fog.
Goddamn them fog cutters. That's what I say. Actually, I ran into no fog on the way in, which is unusual because I live in a foggy part of town. But that rain on Sunday is what caused this massive humidity because that Sunday night, I mean, it was, I think I saw on a map where I got just over 2 inches
Wow.
on Sunday.
That's amazing.
And it was all like post 4 p.m. It was, a little mist here and there over the course of the day. It would open up for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then it would, back down again and whatever. But it would always be, kind of mild. And then starting at 4, man, the thunder started rumbling, and here comes the storms. And it was gully washer upon gully washer upon gully washer, one right behind the other. Sometimes there'd even be sun in between them.
And
You
then
know,
here it
just be
comes
like,
again.
Yeah, you're like, and then whoop, nope, you're not out of the woods. You're not out of the dark. You're not into the light. You just get used to the idea because this. And I fell asleep to that, and it kept going and going and going way deep into the night. So when I woke up on Monday, I could not breathe. The lung problems, issues that I've been having, combined with the massive humidity, was enough to make me say, I guess I won't be doing anything today.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, yesterday was not the greatest day. It cleared up a little bit, and then here comes some more rain.
Mhm.
It's pretty amazing. But I think we're done with it. Once the sun comes up
Looks
this
like it.
morning and some of the fog burns off, we should have a pretty decent day today.
Keep a good thought.
Yeah.
I did fall in love over the weekend. Very
Did you?
excited about
Very
that.
nice.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
thought that would never happen for you
Well,
again.
here I was on the sofa, just
Yeah.
scanning about for something. I'm like, do I want to watch Yellowstone? I saw the first episode. It was okay. It didn't really
Mm-hmm.
move me to the point. I'm like, okay, I got to finish watching this. Jumanji jungle movie thing. And I remember 3 or 4 people recently have been telling me, you really got to watch this show. It's a great show. It's been off the air for a long time now, but I think you'd really like it. It seems like it's up your alley. So I was like, well, let's go see if I can find it. And I did. It was on Hulu. And I'm completely smitten with the show Boston Legal.
Yeah,
Absolutely taken.
Good show.
I mean, I watched binge watched 4 episodes of this. I don't binge watch anything.
It's pretty good.
I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen now. I was like, okay, this show is a million years old.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it is 2000, I think, is when
so
it started.
you like
right?
it, huh?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fantastic. It's funny. I love the Shatner character.
Shatner does a great job in
James
it.
Spader, great in everything.
James is perfect. He
Lake
plays the
Bell,
part great.
Very easy to look at. Just a lot of good, funny, fun stuff in there. So I'm now completely taken by that show, and I'm glad that I got to spend a couple of hours enjoying it yesterday because, woof, man, every time I got off the sofa, I'd be like, lightheaded, not good. Back down you
Well,
go.
it was a good thing you used a vacation day because that might have been a sick day.
It might have been.
Way to go,
At the
Richard.
same time, I was kind of like, why am I wasting a vacation day? Into each life, you know how it is.
Yep.
Let's talk about your roof. Did it withstand the storms? Did it do well? Did you lose some shingles, or did you begin to notice just how old it is, that maybe a little bit of water was finding its way into your attic and then finding its way onto your ceiling from the other side, of course. It might be time for HHM Roofing and Construction. HHM Roofing and Construction, hhmroofs.com. These guys handle roofing replacement. They can do emergency services. They work on all kinds of roofs all over the place. I mean, their service area is huge. And I don't think I've ever run across a place that has only 5-star reviews. I mean, only 5-star reviews. Now, if you know about Google, you know there's no way you can go in and take down a bad review. Here's a guy who has somehow put together a company that doesn't get anything but 5 stars. I know I'm a tough cookie, and I'm sure a lot of other people are when it comes to reviews. I might go 4.5, I might go 4. 5 stars across the board because they're so transparent, because they are so straightforward, they're so honest, and because they do nothing but quality work. So whether you're talking about roof maintenance, roof repair, emergency roofing services, a full installation, or replacement, these are the guys that you want to talk to. HHM Roofing and Construction, HHM Roofing and Construction, 396-7077, 396-7077, or find them online at hhmroofs.com. Okay, 612. I don't know if you've heard this or not. Maybe you have. I just ran across this again yesterday, and I guess it was popping up during my Boston Legal streaming little
Dealio.
festival. The anti-Jared Hudson ad that is being run consistently. It's being run on local TV. It's being run here. It is being run on Hulu and Disney Plus, and they're attacking our streaming services now. And there is one line in there, and it's, by the way, this is 100% truthful. The line is 100% truthful. Jared agrees with keeping a rule in place in the Senate that is keeping the SAVE Act from being passed. Well, he's right about that. Jared doesn't want to do away with the filibuster, nor do I, nor should anyone really. I don't know how Barry Moore feels about it. Maybe he doesn't want to. Does he want to keep the filibuster? Does he want to do away with the filibuster?
Let's ask that question.
I would like to talk to him and find out. He couldn't make the Senate debate the other night because he had to stay and vote in the House. I get that. That's okay. You got to do your job. You got to do the job that you're hired to do before you move on to the job that you're hoping the next group is going to do. But Barry Moore's not responsible for that ad. That's a PAC that somehow got together and decided that they were just going to attack Jared Hudson and call him a rhino and everything under the sun. I know for a fact what Jared believes in is doing away with the zombie filibuster, which is, kids, there was a time long ago when if you wanted to filibuster a bill, you actually had to stand on the Senate floor and talk. It was Mr. Smith goes to Washington. And you had to talk.
For hours and hours and hours.
Sometimes days.
Yes.
And at the end of that time, a vote was taken and 51 votes would do it. Okay? But because they decided that they didn't really want to work that hard, they created this thing called the zombie filibuster, which is all it comes down to is this. We want to pass this bill. Don't do that. We'll filibuster you. Okay, never mind. And that was the end. Make them filibuster. Go, yeah, okay, if you really want to do that. Because the SAVE Act is an act that I think a huge number of Americans can get behind.
Yeah, I do too.
What is wrong with having to prove you're a citizen to register and prove you are who you say you are when you vote? What could possibly be wrong with that?
We know that everyone on the left is going to say, no, they don't want the SAVE Act. I mean,
it's racist.
Yeah, right. It's racist. Whatever. Easy to get an ID. We've seen that over and over. I don't know of a state that you can't get one. It makes no sense at all that we can't pass that. And that's part of the problem is you've got other things glommed on with it.
Right.
And you can run ads like that and make it look as if you're against the SAVE Act. And Jared is for the SAVE Act.
He's 100% for the SAVE Act. He thinks it's the most important thing. And by the way, this is not an ad for Jared Hudson. This is merely to point something out because I know you're being inundated with this ad, and I think it's important that somebody clarify what this rule is that Jared is in favor of. Jared is in favor of keeping the status quo when it comes to the Senate. Oh, my God, what a nightmare. And for all I know, Barry Moore is too. I think I've heard him say he doesn't want the zombie filibuster any longer. He wants to do away with the zombie filibuster and force an actual filibuster, which means he's not really in favor of doing away with the 60-vote rule. And that should be a good thing. Look, I know the thought is, well, if the Democrats get in charge, the first thing they're going to do is wipe that out, and they're going to pack the court, and they're going to make D.C. and Puerto Rico states, and it's going to be a nightmare. Okay, well, if we keep the filibuster rule, don't let them step in the way, and by the way, pass the SAVE Act, they'll never retake the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never retake the Senate.
Right.
The amount of way that is going to change the vote, I think, is going to be astronomical.
No, I think you're exactly right. That's why it's so important. And I feel like, we talk about it, but I feel like the rest of the country is like, does everybody understand how important this is? Because, again, little drips and drabs here and there.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. I'm like, we really need this thing passed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, the SAVE Act really needs to go through.
Absolutely. I can cite two examples of why I know this is going to happen. Number one is when Nielsen stopped doing ratings like you write down what you watched, because it was always like 60 Minutes and 48 Hours were always in the top 10, and there were always these high-end, MASH and PBS, the McNeil-Lehrer Report, all of these great shows. Well, America really cares about their educational television. As soon as they did away with that,
Walter Cronkite came out.
They put boxes on people's TVs,
right,
and it automatically recorded and sent
it
back
was the
to
reality of what you were watching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
6 of the top 10 shows were Fox caught-on-tape shows. It was, when animals attack. It was when people misbehave at work.
Right.
Those were really hot at the time, but they're garbage shows. And they're akin to today's reality shows. That's what people were actually watching versus what they said they were watching. And in radio, we have this thing called people meters. It's a little device that you clip onto your belt, and we don't have it in Birmingham, but in other larger cities. Boy, did the ratings change when you started actually recording what people were listening to rather than looking at what they were writing down. Oh, I listened to a lot of NPR today. No, you listened to Howard Stern nonstop, and you know it. Okay.
Yeah. Truth be told,
it was a game changer.
Yeah.
So I think when you really start to only get the votes of registered voters, American citizens, and those who have an ID,
that will change everything.
You're going to see a lot of blue turn red out there, man. You're going to see a lot of blue turn red.
And that's why they're fighting it tooth and nail. They don't want it.
Exactly. 6:18. Let's get this show up and lumbering under its own weight. Stick around. 622 Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Tuesday, yeah, it's a little foggy out there, but this too shall pass. And in fact, with only a 10% chance of rain and a high of 87, it will probably be steamy again today, but maybe not as bad as yesterday.
Yeah, let's hope that it clears up sooner than later. But careful out there this morning again because some areas with that fog issue. Zip on over to Craig at Birmingham Broker and see what's going on there. Man, he's got a lot. He's actually opened up a second little business, and it's called BB Electric Moto Dirt Bikes. And he posted a bunch of stuff on social media over the weekend. His son and himself and some others were out at this event riding these dirt bikes that are super, super cool. If you're thinking about maybe a gift for a graduate or something like that, maybe something fun to do with your family, maybe get a couple of these bikes. They're reasonably priced, and man, are they good looking. So go by and see them and check that out. It's right there with Birmingham Broker. So maybe you're dropping your car off to let them assess it real quick, and you're thinking about selling that car or truck or SUV, then get over right next door to BB Electric Moto and see the dirt bikes. But tell you, that's really what he's all about, selling used cars quickly. He started Birmingham Broker's business a long time ago and is so good at selling cars quickly so you don't have to. It's a hassle-free way to do it, and he's very good at selling vehicles quickly, getting them cleaned up, and finding the buyer and getting it sold for you. That's what it's all about. So if you're currently thinking, hey, I need to sell this truck, I want to get into something else, or the SUV you don't need any longer, you'd like to maybe get a sports car or vice versa, bhambroker.com, that's where you go, or just go visit them. Pull up in the Bay this morning or sometime over the next couple of days and introduce yourself to Craig and the guys. Birmingham Broker at 2224 4th Avenue South, or look them up online at bhambroker.com.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, President Trump has warned Iran and Israel to stop fighting after the two countries traded missile strikes late Sunday for the first time since the U.S. negotiated the ceasefire. IDF confirms strikes against Iran through early Monday morning. Netanyahu has said Israel will strike Iran whenever necessary, and Iran and Israel have agreed to return to that ceasefire. This came after Donald Trump warned Netanyahu that escalating military action could leave Israel isolated in a conflict with Iran. He's like, hey, y'all stop this, and Netanyahu, I need you to back off in the middle of while I'm trying to work this peace deal. By the way, we thought that possibly that could happen by the end of the weekend. Now we're hearing another 2 or 3 days. That's what Donald Trump is saying. We'll see. I know this is taking some time, and we understand why, because communication is a little spotty. What are we using, pigeons now to try to get messages to the folks in Iran?
I believe that's the only way to do it. Get it back and forth with that.
That's kind of where we are, and I know a lot of people are ready for this conflict to end. We got to get the Strait of Hormuz back open without any issue there. Again, no nuclear capability, because that's how we got into this whole thing, that we saw that Iran was apparently getting very close to having that. Israel is the closest to them, and we know that they want death to Israel and they want death to Americans. So we had to step on in and take care of this. And we need to make sure that if we get a peace plan in in place, that all these things are a part of that, so we don't have any issue.
I agree. In order to remain consistent, I didn't like it when Barack Obama told Israel what to do.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy about it when Donald Trump tells Israel what to do.
Right.
They live it every day. They're over there right in the thick of it, you know?
No doubt.
So I'm kind of like, oh, you don't want us to bomb them? Make them stop bombing us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, if I'm Netanyahu, again, it'd be like, Canada and the U.S. are like, look, they're right here. They're in our backyard.
Hello.
You're not having to deal with that.
Exactly.
But I also understand where Donald Trump is. That just muddies the water further and delays being able to get a deal done with Iran. So, anyways, we'll keep an eye on it. A U.S. Army helicopter has gone down near the Strait of Hormuz. This happened Monday. The 2 crew members apparently were rescued, and the pilots are said to be okay. It's unclear what caused the crash, but more information is expected to be released today. Hopefully we'll find out. It's unclear what the Apache helicopter was doing actually at that time, but they have been used in the past to attack small Iranian boats as part of the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports. So is it possible they had just something technical happen on the helicopter and it went down, or did one of these Iranian boats have some capability of bringing this thing down.
A drone, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe.
Drones are cheap and easy to manufacture, and so that's going to be the number one way that Iran probably rebuilds their military, because it takes a while to build a rocket from scratch, and we pretty much destroyed their rocket plants.
Right.
But yeah, they can pick up a drone from Russia, or they can make them themselves in their basements.
Yeah, they sure can. Finally, this story: for the first time in 27 years, the University of Alabama men's baseball team is headed to the College World Series after defeating St. John's following a Sunday rain delay. Bama did win 7-2 in Tuscaloosa, and that will be the sixth time in program history that they will be at the College World Series. Bama will face Oklahoma to start in Omaha. The game will be played 2 p.m. this Saturday, June 13th. Congratulations to Bama. Congratulations to Troy. I hate it for Auburn because Auburn had a really, really good team this year, and you were like, okay, well, hopefully they'll make it in too, but they lost over the weekend, so they didn't get in.
Nope, and that's just the reality of the situation. And the sad thing is, and this is one of the reasons I do like the college football playoff, is that, you can say, look, we finished 7th this year out of the entire nation. You can say, all right, well, we didn't make it to the big game, but we finished 7th. We feel
strong.
pretty good about ourselves. You take the number of teams that make it into the College World Series, and then you kind of start counting down from there, and you go, all right, here's the ones who almost made it in. Here's the next level. But nobody's paying attention to them. You're only looking at the guys that are really in that tournament. And Alabama has done great. And by the way, I've never seen, and I said this, I think, about originally about the football coach, but I can say I don't think I've ever seen a coach as focused as the Alabama baseball coach. He said at the beginning of the season, this is our dream. This is where the plan ends. This is what we're shooting for. And he managed to get them there.
That's pretty rock solid.
I mean, that really is.
You say it and you make it happen? Wow.
At this point, they can win it or not win it, but I'm just really impressed by what this guy has managed to achieve. Well done, I say. 6:30 with Dixon and Vining. Kalen DeBoer is, also doing a great job. I know he hasn't gotten you a big win yet. Hang in there. Denson and Fuller, my insurance agents. Denson and Fuller, Crescent Avenue in Homewood. They're local and they're independent, and they'll be happy to shop around and find for you the absolute best price. The absolute best price on any and all insurance. Just call them and find out more. 414-1476, 414-1476, or online at densonandfuller.com. All right, lots more to come. Your thoughts always welcome. 545-9950. 635, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. You know, it's really, really, really muggy out there. And if you live in an area that is already prone to mosquitoes, well, you can now multiply that by 5 because mosquitoes love that muggy weather. It's how they reproduce, it's how they expand their territory. Man, do they love it when it is muggy and humid outside. And you hate it, of course. Well, Mr. Bugs has got this patented system that they use. They reduce your mosquito population. And even when it gets muggy, the mosquito population remains reduced. Now, they come by once a month and they spray. And they know exactly where to spray and how to spray and what to spray. And you go, how can that possibly? I don't know. I don't know how one spray a month does it. All I know is that in my backyard, haven't been bitten by a mosquito once this year. It was one time actually. One time I got it. It was 2 days before they were coming back. I got bit this year one time, but the last 3 years none at all. Not one, not ever. It's pretty amazing stuff. They know their stuff, and if you want to get rid of the mosquitoes in your yard, one call to Mr. Bugs would really go a long way toward doing that. 941-6252. 941-6252. Find them online. MRBUGGS, MrBugs.com. They know what bugs you. I don't know if you've seen this. It's going around. It's a Facebook page called I Love Birmingham Food.
Yes, I have seen that many times.
And this question keeps popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's being shared by a lot of people. I got it when Will the Chub Father shared it. You can only eat at 5 Birmingham restaurants the rest of your life. What do you choose?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, a bunch of people are naming closed restaurants. You're like, well, you're going to go hungry, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Baby Doe's Matchless Mind hasn't been around in a long time.
No.
Or for that matter, Da Vinci's, which we had a chance to try out last year and then found out they were closing before we were going to get done with our pizza challenge.
That's right. It's true.
They almost, that was, oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find a place. You got to pick places that are open, folks.
The problem, I threw my 5 out there. Chub Father's, The Fish Market, Bob Baumhauer's, Troops, Pete's, and Mr. Wang's Buffet. Mr. Wang's is like a little slice of home to me. But then I realized I didn't have a barbecue restaurant on there. I was like,
you got to have one of those.
Yeah. So what do you replace?
Which one would you pick?
Yeah, I don't want to replace
no.
I don't want to replace Troops Pizza because I love that place. I don't want to replace Baumhauer's because I love wings. You know what I could do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove Bob Baumhauer's. Oh, breaks my heart. And we're going to put in Bob Sykes Barbecue because they have wings.
Yeah, you could do.
Apparently just Thursday
go.
and Friday. Which we're going to have to test them out. We went to a wing place last weekend. I still have pictures I haven't put up yet.
Which, by the way, we on Friday thanked the person that picked up the tab, and they texted us, so we now know who it is.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, maybe we need to invite that person to one of the next
Not a bad
wing
idea.
runs.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to pick up the check again?
No. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm with Steve.
No, I was thinking we'd pick up his tab.
Okay, if you insist.
I thought that would be nice.
It is. That was super nice.
It
was.
was.
We were out and we were eating and we were paying no attention to, I was going to pick up the tab. And then I realized as I was taking the leftovers home, I thought, well, I should have actually offered these up to anybody since I didn't pick up the tab. Somebody
it's all
else
good.
Got it for us, but I'll get the next one. It'll be fine.
Good.
Nonetheless, great time, good times had by all. And think about the 5 Birmingham restaurant thing when you get the chance.
That's fun.
It's tough to narrow it down. That's really what it comes down
is.
to is the narrowing down.
Well, and then there are the people that go, okay, are we talking about Birmingham proper? Or are we just talking about like Birmingham Metro?
Oh, you're talking about my old producer Juice.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Juice had a gift for, and by the way, he's a brilliant baseball play-by-play guy. He's working for a AAA team right now, I understand, out of South Carolina, I think, and he's really, really good at that. The producing of my show, not so much. He would have a gift. I'd be like, what's the best food to go with? What's the best tailgate food? And he'd come up with something like a Wankler rotary engine, and you're like, what? And then he would show you the tortured steps he got from the question to the Wankler rotary engine, and I'm just like, why are you making this complex? Well, is it Birmingham proper? Is it just within the city limits of Birmingham? Or do you mean like Birmingham and Hoover and Homewood? Or shut up. Never mind. I don't want to know anymore. I'm not talking to you. How about that?
Well, you got irritated quick.
People are irritating. You know how I feel about,
People. You love your dogs, but hate people.
Too much peopling.
Get away from me, people.
I adore my dogs. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. This is so amazing to me. said that nearly 700,000 SNAP fraudsters have been found in cooperating states, calling it the tip of the iceberg. This is something that should not go unnoticed, not just the fact that they're uncovering fraud, but the fact that the Secretary of Agriculture is the tip of the spear in uncovering this fraud. And when it comes to Medicare, you know who's doing it? Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing to me that you've got the head of he's the Surgeon General, basically, and he's now uncovering Medicaid and Medicare fraud. So Trump has got all the heads of these departments now looking into fraud within their departments and how people are misusing their benefits. And if we just had everybody doing that on a regular basis, I mean, first off, where are the inspectors general that are supposed to be doing this?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Richard.
I mean, they just got really lazy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're not putting
Look the other way because they didn't want to do the work, I guess.
700,000 SNAP fraudsters, 200,000 fraudsters using dead people's social security numbers, nearly 500,000 collecting benefits in multiple states.
So if, to me, 700,000 doesn't, it sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
And if she says it's the tip of the iceberg, what's the total amount?
I'd like
what
to
are we
know.
looking at? Like
I would
5
like to know.
million?
Yeah.
10 million?
I mean,
it could be something astronomical.
It could be. It's 700,000 is a lot when you think about how much money they get every single month.
Let's add that up.
And if we're killing that and saying that is no longer going out the door, then you could be talking about millions upon millions of dollars, and that's just in SNAP. Then you talk about that in Medicaid. You talk about that in Medicare. You talk about that in other social programs that are out there, like that special program for autistic kids that Ohioans were ripping off left and right. The program for feeding kids like they were ripping off Nonstop in Minnesota. They've got a hospice thing in California that has been a fraud almost from the beginning. They've shut down over half the hospice programs in California, and nobody complained, which is a pretty good sign that they weren't really doing anything.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. They found that 50% of the medical care that came at the state's expense was coming from about a 3-county area around San Diego. 50% of it. And they went in and looked, and they found out that, this is all a bunch of garbage. This is just like they've just been taking advantage of these programs forever, and nobody at the government level has bothered to try to stop it. I'm glad to see that it's finally happening because there's no telling where we might be able to get our deficit. Now, if I know, I remember being home one afternoon and watching one of those stupid daytime afternoon shows before judge shows took over all over the place, right? Yeah. You had your Sally Jesse Raphael, your Ricky Lake. Everybody wanted to be Oprah, remember?
Mm-hmm. Everybody tried to be.
Everybody thought they were Oprah. I don't remember which one this was, but we'll just call it Sally Jesse Raphael for fun because she had the cool glasses.
Mm-hmm. Always had cool glasses.
And this girl was getting married and was just spending her parents' money hand over fist. It was absolutely going out the door. She was $40,000 over budget or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And her mother was there on the stage pleading with her, you got to get this under control. We can't do it this way. She said, how about maybe instead of going to Jamaica, you go to New York City for your vacation. That would save about $20,000. And she goes, oh, well, then I could afford to use the horse and carriage instead of You're like, no, you don't understand.
It's got to stop.
We're trying to go completely backward. This doesn't leave you extra money to do other things with. But that's exactly what the government is going to do. When you find all this fraud, you track all this down and you say, look at all this money that we managed to save by stopping the fraudsters. There's going to be people in government who go, great, what should we spend it on?
Nothing. No, don't.
Right.
How about that? Let's get the deficit under control.
We need to end the deficit spending.
Yeah, yep,
and then we need to start paying the debt down. Come on, guys. I know we can do this. I know. I believe in us.
That's a big leap right there. It
know.
really is.
I know.
I mean, I'm glad to see that they're cleaning up the fraud too, because again, it's so funny how when we move through life that sometimes things are really hard to overcome, like to fix something. And then you start looking at this fraud and you're like, how is this so easy that they're doing this?
Mm-hmm.
when other things in our life is like, well, we need ID for this, and you're going to have to go through this paperwork and do all of this. How easy has this been for these people to circumvent the system and figure out how to trod through it and get all this money?
More
I mean, it must
importantly-
be really, really easy.
More importantly, why didn't I figure it out? That's what I would like to know.
No,
How much money are these people raking in every month?
Think about it.
Yeah.
All the people that are involved in just one aspect of what we're talking about, whether it's SNAP benefits or fraud from Medicaid or Medicare. Think of the number of people that have taken advantage of the system and that are a part of this. You're like, how is this even possible? Everybody's like, shh, I got some of mine. You go get some of yours. What? You're thinking, my goodness, this is terrible.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that 700,000 is the tip of the iceberg, I'm like, okay, what's the real number? How long is that going to take? Probably years to unravel.
Yeah, and the real fear is what happens when a new administration takes over and stops paying attention.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
it
that's
just goes back to the way
don't
things
do
used
it.
to be.
Don't. That's why we need to, keep moving forward. We're headed in the right direction. This country is with doing things like this, stopping the fraud, stopping the waste, finding out what's going on in Minnesota, finding out what's going on in California and all the money that's been spent and the fraud. Get it under control and let's take things back to where they need to be.
Yeah, it's also yet another one of those. We've been told our entire lives there's not that much fraud. Oh, there's a little fraud. But
My
it's
heavens!
not that much. There might be
We're
some
seeing
fraud
that
in it.
it's ridiculous.
Finding out that there's ridiculous amounts of fraud. What else have we been told about that? What other category have they said there's not that much fraud? It's not that big a deal? Voting. We hear that all the
Look
time.
what just happened in California. Have y'all watched this? It is just unbelievable that your third place person, is in second place now. Isn't that amazing?
Well, apparently
we did more counting. Looky here.
Democrats vote late and they vote by mail, but not the Democrats who vote for Karen Bass, only the Democrats who vote for the socialist candidate. Because somehow no extra votes came in for Spencer. No extra votes came in for Karen Bass. All the extra votes were for that third place candidate whose name I don't even remember because she's so
Something Ramamon. I don't know what. But I'm like, what do you mean? He was and I said it. I was like, California's got 10 more days of people to be able to vote and tally up votes. That should be done in the front, not in the rear.
That's exactly right.
That's what's wrong with this. If you want to do all that voting and whatever shenanigans you're doing, do it before the day of the election.
Yeah.
And then shut it down.
We used to.
But instead, they wait till after. Oh, well, let's count these up. Well, she doesn't have enough ballots. Let's see if we can come up with some more. What? Are you?
Yeah. Well,
That's
it gives you an idea.
fraud.
We have to know how many votes we need to fake.
Right.
To make
you
it
can't
work.
do it on the front
No,
side.
if you do it on the front side,
That's
then
what I'm
you'll
saying.
never know.
Make them do it on the front side. If
Come on.
if you can't be there on the day of the election day, then you make arrangements to do it 10 days
vote
prior
early.
to. Vote early.
Vote early. And vote often. 6:48 with Dixon and Findings. Stick around. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. We very much appreciate it. It is Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. A little foggy out there, but eventually that burns off with a high of 87, tomorrow 91, 93 on Thursday. Holy cow. These heat indices.
Hot.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready, y'all.
The feels like temp.
We're finally going to feel those June temperatures.
Mm-hmm. Need a truck for your business? Work Trucks is ready to help out. They got a whole bunch of them sitting on the lot right there, 2324 3rd Avenue South. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com online. Over 100 vehicles in stock at any given time, all different shapes, sizes, kinds, makes, and models. So when you want to go get yourself a truck with a crane arm on it, for whatever reason, I don't know, it's your business, you need it, they've got them there.
Ooh, just lost